Alrighty guys, it's been raining and starting to dry out a little yesterday. Still a long way from field work, but just getting there a couple inches today. I know Jeff Raymond's already getting soaked. Today's Tuesday. I'm getting back to work on here on the 504. Worked on it some yesterday. Thought I'd show you here on this clutch. I already torqued it up and whatnot, but I didn't have a clutch alignment tool or an input shaft out of one of these tractors specifically for this clutch, but this is a universal clutch alignment tool Dad has. And basically what you do is you find a plug that fits tight in the pilot bearing, any of those plugs, and it just screws into the end. This is an old tool, but it sure works good. That just screws in the end. Then you take and put it in the bearing there, and then you take this tapered thing and it just centers that clutch disc up in there, which is what you want, so then it slides together easier, because when the clutch right now it's clamping, you know, full load right there, and so you can't slide it around once you get it up in, once you tighten the bolts up to it. And this allows it to be centered so it'll slide on that shaft there for the transmission. But anyway, show you something else here done. I couldn't figure out on this distributor what sort of a clip. I thought they had some sort of a machine clip here, and they didn't. And turns out it's just a little L clip, and I couldn't find a clip around here laying in the parts side to make a little clip deal there to kind of hold that thing on there, and it's holding it solid. So that's about what they had from the factory. But and one other noteworthy thing, I always put blue Loctite on the clutch bolts and the flywheel bolts before I torque them up. A lot of vibration goes through this unit here. Well, I got the spark plug wires on. You can see I got the engine hung on there. It was a little bit of a pain to get it on there, but then I finally got it, and just lo and behold, just slipped together. It's usually the way it works. So put that on there, and I figured while I'm waiting for the air compressor to pump up, because I shut it off, you know, if I'm not out here for several weeks, it slowly leaks down just a little bit, and I just shut it off so it's not pumping back up using electricity. Thought I would show you guys my fine John Deere lawnmower here, riding green. I know you got a mowing business, and you're a John Deere guy. I'm sure you would just be proud of me to see that I own a John Deere lawnmower. It's been sitting in the shed for about a year. So it's a little dirty. I had to take 4 tires off and get tubes put in them, because I was having to pump them up every time I wanted to use it, and I got tired of that real fast. So that's what I did. I've had this little thing about 11 years. My uncle gave it to me back when I was 12 years old, I think. Gave me something to pedal with. 30-inch deck, 8-horse Briggs & Stratton. Kind of nice working on it. I can just pick the front end up with one hand, slap the tire on, and away we go. And likewise at the back end. It's a got the 5-speed transmission. It's been an okay mower. I just mow it, use it for like 5 minutes each time I mow with the big mower. They regraded my front ditch this past summer and really pissed me off. They brought the bank out closer to the telephone pole. Now there's not enough room. Before there was just enough room for me to get my big zero turn at the 60-inch deck in there without just scalping the ground. And now the one tire's down in the ditch and the other tire's still up on the high ground, and I can't get the dang big mower in between. Kind of pissed me off they did that. So I got to use this little mower to mow in between there, and then I got in between the field and the cattle fence, mow around in that. So I really like these big single blade 30-inch decks. Those are just cool because just that one big blade going around is like a miniature bush hog, and you can just go down, mow, tear through any grass. It doesn't take much power to run it, and the sticks aren't a match. And when I say sticks, I mean like that. No match for it, you know. Anything gets in the way, you just plow through it, and heck, the whole mower ain't worth $100, so it don't really matter what you hit with it. But I thought you guys would just be happy to see that I own a John Deere lawn mower. Waiting on the front pulley I'd order out of salvage yard. The other one there had a crack in it. It probably dropped it at some point. Big surprise. So I figured I'd work on the carburetor here. I'm also waiting on a dash because well, I can't find the other dash, which it probably walked off with the connecting rods when it was still at that school. I don't have the gauges or anything like that, so I ordered the dash plate, and the salvage yard said they didn't want to sell me any gauges because most of the tractors they get in, you know, gauges are junk anyways, which I appreciate them telling me that. So if you guys think of it, let me know in the comments where a good place to buy aftermarket, or well, not really an aftermarket, or an aftermarket replica of the original gauges to put in here. I pretty much need any gauge that's in the dash. Amp meter, oil pressure, water temperature, and tack, I think, are the ones that are in there. Alrighty, look at that. Got the front axle under it. Pretty excited about that. Got carburetor rebuilt and got it on there. Fans on, front weight brackets on. Got the hydraulic hoses, steering lines, and then the oil cooler lines to hook up yet. But it's taking shape anyways. Kind of looks like a tractor again. Set the fuel tank in here. Alright, find some bolts to fit that. How much rain as we're getting, I'm probably going to have this thing running by the next time we get in the field. Get in there. What the heck? Not quite fit together after it's all been apart. I don't quite understand why it all needed to come apart, but it did, apparently. That will start. Wonder if we even got the gas cap for it, if that walked off too. Called around to some places trying to find gauges for this thing, and Steiner's and YT Mag came up empty-handed for it, so we'll see. I don't know what we're gonna do. Hello. Well, that was a Case IH dealer. None of the gauges are available from them anymore. They apparently these 504s are kind of an oddball out, and nobody's really got parts for them that much, so I'll have to do some more checking, or let me know, if you know where to get gauges. I actually had on eBay a complete set of gauges, new gauges. Had a bunch of them. They were still making them for this tractor, but the problem is and they're only like 38 bucks for the whole set, but they're probably real crappy quality because they come from India, and it would be like the middle of May to June is the soonest they could get here because they got to come halfway around the world. So at very last resort, I'd have that, but I'm hoping I can find something American made or something before that. So anyways, that'll probably about do it for me rambling here. So thanks for watching.